Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, small-eared people who love sound everywhere. What I have to present to you today is the unboxing of a small thing that punches way, way, way above its weight class. We have the Blon Mini. Now, simple little package, as Blon does. A nice, tight, white box. You know I love that. And I'm just going to read the technical parameter off the back of the box because I'm lazy and I didn't want to make a whiteboard. Impedance, 16 ohms. Frequency response, 20 to 20. Sensitivity is 115 dB. Drive unit is 6 millimeter lightweight diaphragm. So it's a single, these are headphones, basically, that I bet people use as in-ear monitors. The color is white steel. That's my girl's old internet chat name from like 2008. She had to change it though. The conductor is 1.2 M. The wearing mode is ear hanging type, pluggable. The manufacturer is Blon Mini Digital Technology Limited. They give you the telephone number, but I'm sure you don't care about that. You can get your own and call them if you need to. What is it about the Blons? Oh, you're trolling me. There we go, my darling. I need access to you. I do. Stop your trolling me. Would you please, my darling, and allow me to make audio love to you? We take away the subtlety and make ASMR. Oh, look, it says open. I think I'll obey. Oh, I'm opening. It's what's happening. Sheath goes over here. And I opened upside down. No. So, let music burn. Let music burn. Maybe you're supposed to say it like it. I don't know, like that. I have no idea. So, right back to it. Very shiny Terminator 1000. Terminator, what, T2000? Is that what that thing was called? Terminator 1000? The liquid metal aspect. I love these things. I know they had gunmetal, and I'm a big gunmetal fan, but I really do like it. You know, shiny chrome is my favorite color. Gunmetal comes a little farther after that. We have un sac, as my French counterpart is prone to say. It seems to be a canvas bag. Sort of a rice bag you got here. It's breathable, so if you need to, strain coffee, you could, use this in a pinch. And if you're stuck out in the wilderness, perhaps, you make a little arts and crafts. You keep your whey separate from your curds. Whatever you need to do, it'll work for you. Not just in small quantities. We got your sock here. We have a pretty typical cable. It's a little stiff. It's also a little thin. It seems to be balanced, actually. Look at that. It's got all the stripes. I don't know if you can focus on that, but it's got all the stripes. Or maybe she's got a microphone on her. That girl got a microphone on her. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. It's ridiculous. I say things. They just come out of my mouth. I don't know what's going on. I am being trolled by that. Here we go. Pretty prototypical cable. It's got some nice metal features. Who doesn't love metal? Yep, it seems to have a microphone. That's what it is. Got a little button there, the button stuff. Satisfyingly clicky. Tactile. So you've got the springy over the ear hooks. So they'll retain wherever you put them, apparently. That is what it is. And we have, if I can manage to wrangle them out of the hole, the units themselves. Pardon me while I do a little housekeeping. And these are just gorgeous. And for all of you cats that have so much problem wedging things into your ears, or you find a pair of in-ears uncomfortable, these are designed to be shoved right down in your ear hole. And that without all the bulky stuff if you have on some KZs or all the other things. This is going to go right home for you. And if you have smaller ears, or if you have just a cauliflower ear, if you're a fighter, if you have a, if you're an old wrestler, any of those things, football player, hockey player, lots of people with cauliflower, you can. These should be good enough to get in your little tiny space that you have left, and give you some dang sound. Okay, I'm gonna set these up, talk amongst yourself, and we'll be back in a moment. They do come with, if I can get them out, extra tips. I see some 2 bags. Wow, tips here for 1 pair of headphones. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3 pairs here, a 4th pair here, and a 5th pair on the things themselves. I do not yet know what the difference between the tips is, and since this is just the first look, first impressions, we are as usual going to go with whatever they sent us in the box on the jammy. And so I'm going to put the jammies in my ears and get out my phone, because I don't want to. I was going to use the DAC, but my better half told me that I should not, as I would be biasing the test itself, and I should always use my phone. So that's what we're going to do. Pull out old Krusty over here and use the scientific method, which means to keep the variables down to a minimum. So we're going to go on to YouTubes. The use tubes. Hey, you got those tubes? You know, those things on the internet, the tubes. I got those. Okay, what are we doing here? We're gonna look for some stuff. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Gonna go to our favorite testing chat, Charlie Hunter. Go out there and find his music. The guy's amazing. He's a friggin' wizard. He sounds like he's 3 people on 1 instrument. He sounds like he's 3 people on 2 instruments. And what I'm gonna do here is do my little hooky links. Not the same as WikiLinks. Free Julian Assange. Okay, the tininess of these things for a giant person like myself makes them a little bit tricky to get in your ear holes, and to have the little ear hook things work at the same time. So, but I don't even have them in, and I can already tell that the seal is magnificent. Like, I'm just barely touching them, and I'm already getting bone conductivity through my speech, and that's just amazing. So if I start yelling at you, it's because I can't hear a dang thing when these things are in my ears. And because of that, that means that you're going to be able to shut out the entire world. Like, I can't hear anything that's not outside of my brain right now. That's pretty good. Like, and I barely touch them in. Barely. Like, I'm not jamming them into my holes. Watch it. So let us see what Mr. Hunter sounds like on the BLON minis. And there's no fatigue. There's no way that these can fatigue you physically. You could listen to these for weeks, as long as you didn't get all the sweat and crust and ear boogers, because you got to take the earwax, clean your ears, folks, but not with a stick. Okay, so I started with my typical Charlie Hunter, and I felt like I needed to listen to a couple other things that had some bass in them, because they're so gently mid-forward. I mean, just a touch. Almost, most people probably wouldn't even notice that that's what was going on. The highs are there, they're crisp, they're separate, but there's no sibilance and there's no fatigue. I'm one of those people that if you give me too much of the ringy dingy too much, I'm gonna just give up on you and walk away. I'm done. You know what I mean? I don't need all of that. And the bass though, the bass is interesting and hard to depict, because what I'm feeling is I hear every single thing, but it's almost like just in the bass part, and this is the interesting part, you're just lacking a little depth or punch in the bass. The bass seems a little bit soft. It seems to be a factor of having the 6mm driver, because it seems like the tuning is just perfect, but the 6mm driver has that little bit of bass. It just can't quite punch through. It can't quite give you all of that super deep. But I listen to Intergalactic and every note is there. It's just not quite in as, because that song is meant to be dum, 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 dum. It's really meant to be, kicking you. And you can hear it. So if these are definitely not a bass head's earphones. So you are gonna want to get something with a larger woofer or larger driver if that's what you're into and you really want to jam. But with that said, I found listening to those songs, Brass Monkey, the stuff from the Parliament and the Funkadelic, I found it enjoyable. These are a very enjoyable listen if you're not super bass centered. If you're listening to jazz, if you're listening to rock, these are definitely going to be right up your oyster. If you're listening to classical stuff, they're going to bowl you over. And considering how small and lightweight they are, how easy they are to tolerate, how they're not giving you any physical, they're not giving you any physical distress. These can be your daily drivers. I mean, especially since they came with a mic, I believe. Somewhere in here, they came with a mic. I'm too my head's too big to see it, but it's right there where it needs to be. And that's amazing. It's quite astounding how just exactly what you're getting for this little package. $30, yeah, scoop them up. You know what I mean? They're $30. You know where to go. It's ChiFi, man. It's ChiFi. Get to Alibaba. Get to AliExpress. Get to AliExpress and grab you some for $30. This is a very good budget decision. Trust me on this. All right. I didn't pay $30 for them because I got them on 11's day, on Singles Day. But get out there and with these you can definitely make some art. Trust me on that. So get out there and do it. Make your art.